Good morning to you. I literally fell out of bed 5 minutes ago. This is the first coffee. The heater is pumping the room nicely warm. I have to turn that off in a sec. Last night we had a good live stream, lots of good questions. Jen Majuro popped in after I called her. But today we're talking about AI music generation. Because, well, someone asked me yesterday in the stream, but I was going to talk about that anyway because I'm working on AI music. Huh? How do you work on AI music? Exactly. That's really the topic. But let's go into AI in general and what I think everyone's in the world. Wow, wait. Everyone in the world obviously has made videos about it. There's probably a billion videos about AI and predictions and professionals and blah, blah, blah. I first heard about ChatGPT when we were on the island. That was February 23. So it's not that long ago. We really haven't been dealing with openly accessible AI for the everyman for a long time at all. And it was interesting, but it was pretty bad. In 2 years, AI has made giant leaps. Giant. In text writing, most certainly, people use it now all the time for translation, helping with their papers, getting a basic layout for something, answering questions, writing code. It works. Obviously, picture AI, that's a real problem because it makes people lazy and also spreads a lot of fake information. Video AI, it's now creeping into reels and entertainment-y things. Instead of seeing people at home fall on their faces, there's these videos of, oh, look at this fish that never existed. And I would assume that most of us are halfway intelligent beings who are capable of discerning whether it's made up or not. But I don't think so. I would like to think that, but I don't think so, because it's already happening that I go like, is this AI? Is this not AI? And if it's not labeled, I think it 100 million% has to be labeled. I think AI should be regulated by governments in the harshest form, fucking immediately. Problem is governments are slow, and then many people go, freedom, freedom, freedom. No. Governments should fucking get in there and say what can and cannot be done. They're doing that with human cloning. They're doing that with DNA stuff. It has to be done with AI. But at the point where the governments have made their rules, it's all too late anyway. So, that's what I think. Again, picture generation, video generation. I do think people are asking, is AI gonna, be the downfall of us? Yes, 100%. Experts are saying 90. In the sense of Terminator's gonna come, could be. But I think in the sense of it will, because we live in a capitalist society, most of us, which means for the corporations who are beholden to their stockholders, not to their employees, that's sadly the truth, making more money and having a better bottom line is what it's about, right? And, wanted more light. So a better bottom line is what it's about. Which means if something can be replaced by an AI, they will replace it by an AI. There's no question around it. People matter less than money to these corporations. Stockholders will have to get their shares and get higher revenues and blah, blah, blah. So given a capitalist society, AI will take over any job that can be taken over by AI. So I am not using ChatGPT. I've used 2 thumbnails, I think, that are created with an AI image. See if it works. 2? I think 2. Yeah, I try to stay away from it a little bit. It will not be possible. To finish my whole thought on it before we go into the music aspect, the fact that corporations will employ AI means those jobs are gone. And it's not like electric cars are replacing fuel-powered cars, combustion cars, whatever. And then those people could technically work in the electric car factory, and you still have to make cars, so those people still have jobs. Yes, some jobs will fall away, but technically that new technology will generate an almost equal amount of jobs. AI jobs that the jobs can be done by AI are being done by some server somewhere, meaning they will not be filled with people. At the moment, you need people to guide the AI better. So it might be a small shift, but holy crap balls, it's not just, think about this, video AI. You need cameras to film someone. You need the green screen. You need to then take this and have someone video edit and cut it out and do the CGI and all that stuff, right? That's what you have to do to generate like a cool CGI image. And motion tracking. And imagine the equipment needed for that. The software, the plugins, the person running it. There's a whole bunch of stuff in place. If it now can be done by skipping over everything to the end result, the camera repair shop will have less jobs because we will need less cameras. Sony, Canon will sell less cameras, less lenses. Everything, the whole chain is affected. If I can take music AI, and let's go there, and I don't need the guitar because it's generated artificially, and I don't need the vocalist, therefore I don't need the mic. I don't need the EQ plugin. I don't need the DAW. I don't need the computer and any of that. Well, I'd still need the computer to get there. But that means we're skipping right to the end. So will this affect guitar sales? I think it will. For working musicians, absolutely. The hobbyists might still like to play guitar, I get it. But the EQ plugin that was needed to master the song is not needed. So the question is, how many people do not need the EQ plugin because they're using AI song generation, which generates it to the finished product anyway? And then is the EQ plugin programmer still able to feed his family? Outboard gear, it's not just the creatives, it's the people delivering the tools to the creatives. Oh, it got a lot darker, right? So it is a very creepy kind of like flashlight look. So you understand what I'm trying to say. It's AI is not just replacing the actual creatives. It will replace all the, it makes it unnecessary for all the stuff to create. It makes it unnecessary for all the stuff that you need to create to exist. Not overall, because people will still want to do things by hand. People will still want to do it as a hobby. But if enough of it falls away, companies will die, not being able to recover those jobs. I foresee millions of people very soon being out of jobs, which will lead to poverty, homelessness, civil war. That's where I see AI being a problem. Because when that job is being replaced by an AI, where do you go? Can't say, well, I'm going to retrain and I do it. Nope. So, that being said, I'm using AI now, and I'm having a blast. AI song generation. Rafa, Sebastian, and Patrick were here. We were sitting in this room, eating pizza, sucuk with extra cheese, just hanging out. And we started talking about AI song generation, and then I subscribed to AI Tubo. I'll show you this. We just generated some songs for fun. Had some stupid prompts, some silly stuff, had some German Schlager written, and just tried what it can do. And obviously, as a guy who has a songwriting course together with Rafa, this is very interesting. AI lyric writing for songs is pretty amazing. Sometimes the rhymes are very good. The phrasing is almost always perfect. I'm going to say 99%. Once in a while it phrases something weirdly, but the phrasing is good. You'd be hard-pressed to find someone with phrasing that good. Lyric writing is pretty good. I mean, is it cheesy and formulaic? Yes. The whole idea of AI generation is that it is following formulas because it's looking at what has been done, what is the average, what do people use in that style that was given to me, and then it generates something along those lines, meaning it is always formula. So the more formulaic the style is, if it's unpredictable, I have to prompt it to do some prog. That would be interesting. If it's unpredictable, it of course can't do it because it can't predict what to do. There is, I mean, let's see, something like Radioactive, right? Imagine Dragons. When that came out was different. It was kind of dubsteppy, but not. That is something I don't think at the time AI could have created. But when you're prompting it to do some power metal, it writes fucking fantastic power metal. Fantastic. Because power metal is all formula. The lyrics, formula. Everything is very predictable, very much the same throughout many of the bands that do it, so I can do it really well. 80s rock music. There's enough of it now, and it is very formulaic, right? You do the 6-4-5-6, the maidens, as we call it, the Iron Maiden cadence. Works. So the more formulaic it is, the easier it is for AI to do it and the better for AI to do it. And it's pretty impressive. Is it perfect? Hell no. But that's where it gets interesting. That's where you need me, and that's where I have the fun. Let me talk about one other thing before I go into what I've done the last couple of days. The power metal. I found we had a song written called Heidi Get in the Kitchen. Because Rafa and I, we've been working for years on the Schlager song called Heidi Raum die Küche auf. Heidi's paid for it, by the way, okay? No, it's bad. It's a horrible idea. It was just to be stupid. But we had a power metal version written. I'm going to play that for you. I'll stay right here.
Iron will of fire, clash of steel, desire, blood stains the pyre, destiny can't tire. Mountains roar with might, walls howl through the night, battles endless fight, Haiti heed the light. Hey, get in the kitchen, warriors lead the mission, echoes of perdition, cooking's our tradition, sword forged in flame, tales of endless fame, heroes rise to claim victory.
Okay, so now you know what we're talking about, right? The interesting thing is, I find power metal hard to listen to because I know the people who make it. It's ultra cringy because I know it's these aging, oftentimes, 50, 60-year-old guys who still think they recreate the most amazing thing, #Manowar. They literally think they are writing the newest shit ever when they're literally writing the most formulaic, has been done a billion times shit ever. So listening to it is, I know the guys thinking they're so cool, with their leather pants and their sneaker on the speaker and going like, yeah, look at me, and then playing the really fast, very virtuoso solos, but then they also think they're so cool because they can play all the arpeggios. And then the vocalist with, no hair here, but all the long hair here, and they're going, Rah! Thinking he's like the diva. And all the characters come out to me when I listen to a power metal band. However, it's fun music, right? So, but it's tough for me to listen to it because of the people involved. Because I know these people, and also some of the fans, and it's cringy to me. But I realized listening to that song that I enjoyed it tremendously as music. Yeah, it wasn't perfect. Was it a synth? Was it a guitar? Who cares? But the interesting thing is, by removing the human element, it wasn't cringy anymore. There was no vocalist going, "Ah!" I mean, there was, but there wasn't the human being that I had to kind of feel sorry for, right? There wasn't a guitar player who played shreddy arpeggios who felt, I don't know, all these images I have of the musicians that make it a bit difficult for me to enjoy the music, gone. No musician involved. Computer. I enjoyed the music. Really interesting. Like, psychologically, what happened there was absolutely interesting. I had more fun because it wasn't made by people. And then you can also sing the biggest shit, the stupidest lyrics. And you don't have to feel ashamed for someone else. In German, we have a word for it, which is Fremdschämen, when you are being ashamed on someone else's behalf. Cringy? I don't know. So that was one thing. But then I thought, I do all these tracks for my videos, oftentimes, and it's a lot of work. And I write songs, or I have older songs of mine that I redo, or where I replay the guitars, or I do a Disney song, and then I got to get Carsten Stepanovic involved to get the vocals done, and it is a huge undertaking. You know, and writing lyrics or recording vocals and filming that. These tracks are a lot of work. For what? For guitar, YouTube videos? Completely ridiculous, right? And I was thinking, what if I actually had songs about the product? So I asked AI to write a song about the Zuta GBG 120. It's literally about the amp. It's about being expensive. It says the word Zuta in it. It's a blue amp. So I said, call it the Blue Beast. And give me some 80s hard rock. Okay, that could be funny. Actually singing about the product. Go AI, do it. It wrote 2 songs. I picked one. And here's what I did with it. Yeah, so here's what I did. I had the song given to me by the AI, and then I ran it through a stem separator. There are different ones. You can have AI Tuber, the AI software, do it directly. I didn't find those stems to be as precise as RX11, so I used RX11 for that. What you then have is kind of phasey, sludgy, dirty drums. The top end is all wrong. Does it really matter? Did you have fun? Probably. There is a bass generated, all the other instruments generated, and when you play it all together, it sounds okay. Some of the drums are in the vocal track. Some of the guitars are in the drum track. I mean, only tiny fragments and remnants of it, but you have to play it all together for it to really sound right. If you're removing the guitar track, you're actually missing bits of the vocals and the drums. That's how it works. I did replace the bass and the guitars. So I kept the drums and the vocals, replaced the rest. That made the drums not sound perfect, but it doesn't matter. It was fine for what we were going for, right? But the AI has problems. When you have the intro, which is a cool riff, I know because I'm a songwriter, I'm an arranger, I'm a producer. This is the thing that we get into in this now way too long video. I know where it wants to go. As a good producer, you work with a songwriter who comes in, who has an idea, and you're like, oh, this is not fully there yet, but damn, the potential of this idea is great. And that's where AI songwriting is right now. The potential is amazing. It doesn't realize it. So if you have the skills as a musician, or you want to hone those skills, you go, you listen to the riff, and I'm like, fuck, that's a good riff. But what does it actually want to do there? Okay, I get it. Maybe pull this one up an eighth note. Okay, anticipate it. That's a killer riff. Did I write it? No, AI wrote it. Did I massage it into something slightly better? Yes. And if I remove all the harmony instruments, I can make it better, right? So what's it doing in the verse? Okay, yeah, I'll take that, but I'll do inversions here because it's more interesting. Okay. And then AI does weird things. There's like this little bridge, 3 measures. Okay, I'll go with it. Verse 2, yeah, it's kind of like the first one. Okay, AI does, repetition there. Here's a chorus. That's a little bit too much like the verses. We got a 6-4-5-6 in the verses, and now we got the same thing, or 6-5-4, 6-5-4. I don't know. It's too close to it. So let's do something else. What does the vocal melody give me? What's the potential of the vocal melody? Can I do different chords under this vocal melody to make the chorus stand out more? That's a challenge for an arranger, for a composer, for a producer, for a songwriter. Well, the song is kind of there, but you're producing it, right? And then here's the interlude after the chorus. Well, that kind of should be the intro again. Go back to the strong theme. AI doesn't do that. It does something similar, but it writes something new. And here's a weird thing in the chords down there. What is that all about? And then what's with the form? We're going into a verse, then we're going into a bridge, then we're going into another verse, then we go to the chorus if we're lucky. So AI song form is weird. And it needs help. It needs you to understand what the song form could be so that you move the stuff around, chop it up, move it around, and make it a good song. So this Zuta song was one thing I did. Let me show you the one I did for the Black Star. The Black Star Rises.
Into fear. levels taking higher. Direct output screaming fast. Echoes of a shattered past. The black star rises, hear its song. Electric fire burning strong. Choose the power, 6L6. Feel the surge, the sound connects.
So, same idea. Again, the drums from the AI, I tried to improve on it. I kept the drums from the AI. I mixed it, of course. I compressed it. I EQ'd it a bit. I improved on the sonic capabilities of the AI. But I wanted to improve on the creative, which then, of course, brings us back to all of a sudden it's not helping save time, but it is helping have a shit ton of fun. So here's the process that I have now. Have it write some songs. I pick a good one, well, the one with potential. I have it split into stems. But then I use Fader, F-A-D-R, and I will, if you want to, I'll make a video on the whole process. And Fader, which I now subscribe to, I now have several subscriptions. Fader is capable of doing stems for the drums. So you're splitting up into vocals, other instruments, bass, and drums. And now you're telling Fader, give me more stems. And then it creates kick and snare and rest for drums. It also creates MIDI parts for everything, which is ridiculous. So you technically have a MIDI part for the drums and could feed it into a drum sampler, like Superior Drummer or whatever. However, it's spotty. And also the problem is it recognized a song as 97 BPM and I had it at 194. So then you're stretching out the MIDI and then the hits don't fall exactly where they need to be. I had trouble using the MIDI. But I had an isolated kick and an isolated snare. I dragged that into Cubase, had to create hit points based on those samples, and generate MIDI information from it. So I did have kind of an auto-generated kick and snare. And then I tried layering, using that to help the AI audio drum track. It still sounds, kind of bad. You have more impact on the bass and snare, on the kick and snare, because you have actual samples now that you can EQ and stuff. But it isn't a clean performance. So I'm like, okay, damn it. Let's do it. And then I went in and did all the cymbals, programmed them by hand, and programmed in the toms. Layering in the AI just a tiny bit in the background to have some dirtiness and some of the details the AI did there. But generally, I programmed everything other than kick and snare on top of the kick and snare, which for me takes maybe 20 minutes, maybe 30. Okay. But now I've got something to work with. Now I've got something to mix. Now I've got different instruments I can pick. Then I looked at the riffs. I'm like, this is good stuff, but again, it's very repetitive. I want different chords here. And it's very 80s so on synthesizers. So I started using some synth pads and arpeggiators. And I sent the song to several people. And John Brown, whose guitar I used on this, said, can't get it out of my head. It's a kick-ass song. It is about the Zuta LA25 Mark II, which is based originally years ago on a Bogner. So I thought it's standing on the shoulders of giants. So call it On the Shoulders of Giants. That's what I had the AI write. And then I also went for, it's getting so much more complicated. I wanted this to save time. It's not saving time, but it might make things really cool. So I then had, in editing, the motion VFX AI captions generate captions from the vocal track, which I separated. And again, you have to go in and be a smart human being, and you have to fix the mistakes. I had to do that. But now we got lyrics, which for these tracks is probably a good idea, given that it's supposed to be funny and we're singing about the amp and tubes and shit, right? But the result, I just love. It's kick-ass sounds. It's driving. It's a good hook. Could I have written that? Probably. Could I have found a vocalist to do it? Yeah. Would I have had to deal with other musicians? Yes. Can I now sit here and just be inspired by it and have a great time and just enjoy making music? And I've been working till late at night every time telling Leslie, hey, I'm not coming on the couch. I'm having too much fun. I even slept in the studio in the guest room tonight because it was last night. It was 2 a.m. when I was done. Here is On the Shoulders of Giants.
Two-bed dreams on Zuta streets, rack-mounted beast, 3 spaces deep. Quality high and tone so sweet. Foot switch clicks beneath my feet. Studio lit with glowing fire. Cranking volume, take me higher. Feels like God's in my empire. Strings ablaze with every wire. On the shoulders of giants I stand. Sound of thunder across the land. Echoes of masters in my hand. Playing loud just like they planned. Signal clear as morning dew. Channel blue and something new. Through the night the miles accrue. Freedom found in every view. Volume cranked. In the storm. I won't be drowned. I can't back down or rush thrown. I wear the crown. On the shoulders of giants I stand. Sound of thunder across the land. Echoes of masters in my hand. Playing loud just like they planned. On the shoulders of giants I stand. Sound of thunder across the land. Echoes of masters in my hand. Playing loud just like they planned.
And now the sun came up. We went from super creepy, I mean, it was early, to too much sun. So how cool was that? So here's what I realized about AI song generation. To use the songs that AI generates, I wouldn't, unless it's a little birthday gift for someone. To use it for advertising music or whatever, could you? I mean, you could be lucky. You can, of course, input all the lyrics yourself, which I don't want to write lyrics about a product. I want AI to do it. It's fun. But you could put in all the lyrics yourself. And then the title. I wish, and maybe there is an AI song generator. Please let me know in the comments if that is the case. I wish there was one where you could put in the key, because that fucker is writing it in E flat and weird keys that are not very guitar friendly. So I got to retune my guitars to E flat. So I wish you could put in the key. I wish you could put in the tempo. I wish you could put in the meter. I want 120 beats per minute in A minor in 6/8. Here are the lyrics. I don't know if that exists. I think with the problem with AI is you have to let it do its thing and then hope something good comes out. But in music, with the stem separation and the ability for you to then replace things based off of it, you're able to actually have some shit ton of fun. So for me, that's the bottom line of this video. I'm an arranger producer. I work best when a songwriter comes in or a band comes in and says, we've created this. What do you think? And I go like, this is killer shit, but how about a shorter intro? This is killer shit, but what about a bridge here? This is killer shit, but your chorus is literally the same as the verse. Let's keep the melody. Let's see if we can do something with chords. Can we do a pedal tone here? In On the Shoulders of Giants, there's a bridge, which was also in E. But I made it C and played that line up. So there's a pedal tone with a line, therefore making it Lydian. And I gave that section a drastically different vibe. In the Black Star Rises, there was a post-chorus solo. The whole thing is in C minor, but I actually went and modulated for that solo in A minor. It fit and it gave it a different vibe. So that's what a good producer does. Takes a band, takes a song to the next level with the right steps. In this case, I have a songwriter, the AI, giving me pretty killer material and lets me do whatever I want to it because it's not a band that sits there bitching about what I'm doing. Okay, I don't have to fight with musicians. Yeah, okay, we're getting all more isolated as we go as human beings. I get that, but I'm an old fart. I don't like people. Go away. Leave me alone. You couldn't hire musicians to write a song about amplifiers or pedals or delays or whatever. Come on, who wants to do that? For me, I'm in my element when I get something that I can tinker with and improve on. And the rest that AI is writing, I wish I could show you the one I wrote with this thing. I wish. You're gonna have to wait till NAMM, but I'm writing songs with and for the new Marshall amps that will be released at NAMM. I don't know, looks like this. I worked on it all last night. I can't even tell you the title because all the lyrics I've been giving the features away, so I can't play it for you. It's so much fun. And that riff. And what was given? It needed work. But I'm in a position where I can do the work. And for you to go through this process, you can learn a shit ton about songwriting. I learned a shit ton about simplifying drum parts because I looked at the AI and I was like, wait a second, that's all pretty straightforward, but it's fucking rocking. I would have overcomplicated it. So even me, with now 34 years of experience as a musician, with advanced degrees from Berkeley in arranging, with everything that I've done, I can learn from AI riffs because there's good shit in there. I can learn from AI drumming because I'm like, oh, stomp, stomp, stomp. Simple, but effective. Let's change the fill. Done. That's how I'm using AI now. It will destroy us. Absolutely. It will replace many of us. All I can hope is that I'm too old to see it. I'm not. It will happen within a few years. Will it replace YouTube people in stupid shirts that make penis jokes? I don't know. No idea. If you want to see a full rundown of how I'm doing this, step by step, I might make that video. It'll tank, as always, because the stuff you're really proud of does horribly. So, we'll see. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. And animals, real ones, not AI, at the end.
Wanna dive in your ocean.